What is going on, guys? Once again, Social Banter Podcast coming at you live from the Cruz's Kingdom. And as always, the one and only, my amazing wife, Melissa. How you doing, baby?
I'm here.
And man, what a treat do we have for you guys today. We got two of the most amazing girls in my life. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear this because they're my amazing nieces. Adara and Kailany Cruz, they're going to be here shortly. But first, baby, what you got for us?
Let's talk about our sponsors. We've got Legendary Screen Printing. We have Legendary Tattoos. We have HK Floor Recoding. Who else are we going to thank?
We also got the magician, Raul Sanchez, for all your photography and videos needs. And Congruo.com, my father, the one and only, for all your business mentoring or business coaching. He will be there for you. No matter what, check out his portfolio at Congruo.com. So what? What do we got now? You wanna present them or you want me to do it?
No, you're going to present them.
All right.
You're going to give them the nice intro.
All right, so these two over here, let me tell you. This is what I call the DT, the double trouble. I mean,
you can't hear them. You gotta
my girls are everything to me, and Bella's over here, our pitbull Bella. She is excited because she knows who they are. And
can you unmute them?
They are. Oh. It's okay.
I couldn't hear. They weren't.
I was like.
It's called a compressor, honey. They actually need to speak up to be able to hear them.
Right.
So anyways, these two here, they are living in Humble, Texas. Let me say it right. Because it's not humble, it's Humble, Texas, even though it's spelled out as humble.
Yeah.
And,
basically.
You know, even though that I've been in their lives, their whole lives, we have been away, like really far away. And with me being on the road and with, you know, changing careers and stuff like that, I haven't been able to see them as much as, you know, we would love to see each other. But here they are. Adara and Kailany, how are you guys?
We good. We popping.
Kailany, how you doing, mama?
I'm good. I'm great.
You're going to have to speak up because I can't hear you.
I'm good.
There you go.
I'm not that loud. She's a delicate voice. There's delicate voices in here.
So what's cracking? I hear Kailany. Adara already pissed off Kailany this morning by, waking her up while she was doing her duties.
She was doing her duties.
Existing.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. By just existing at this point, she's like, okay. Like, what are you doing? It's fine.
So let's get into it. Kailany, tell our people a little bit about yourself and what you like to do.
Okay, do I have to say my age? Because
you don't have to. I mean, you can if you want to.
No, I don't.
Get some, bachelors in here.
To,
like she is 17 years old, ladies and gentlemen.
At this point.
Right.
Well, I'm Kailany. I'm the youngest. I don't really have many hobbies or stuff like that because I do nothing all day thanks to quarantine and to COVID and all that stuff.
Damn COVID.
Yeah.
Not even COVID, bro. You would anyways be at home doing nothing. Don't even lie.
Adara is like...
That was great. Yes.
That was like the bane of my existence.
Okay, you know what? He hasn't asked about me, so keep it to yourself. Thank you very much.
So it's like the perfect moment.
Okay, you know
Just
what?
let it all out.
Okay. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you like to do? What do you like to do?
I like to draw. I'm, I guess, an artist, I guess you could say.
Yes, and you take some beautiful pictures as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you definitely, yes, and you definitely have an eye. But I know that you're also into music. So what's up? Yeah.
I dabble in singing.
Dabble in singing. Yeah, right. I've heard you. You got some pipes, girl. You got some pipes.
Tell her what you do.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. All I do is sing.
No, but like, where have you sung and stuff like that?
So I worship at my church. I'm like, I guess, the leader for the kids. It feels really great being up there teaching the kids, how to worship and how to praise God, because they're still learning.
That's awesome. So you're doing great for the community as well.
Mm-hmm. And now, like, we have this big event 3 times a year so we have 4 campuses and they all come together, and it's like all the kids and all the leaders and all the parents and all that stuff. So she gets to sing there for the first time in that big event that we're gonna have. So
what?
Yeah.
Man,
like,
I want to see some videos for sure. You gotta send me some videos.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you guys
streaming it.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are gonna have full production and everything because you guys go big or go home. You know what I mean? I know how that is.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say, I may or may not be directing it.
Oh, what?
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Humbly though, because I'm like every time I walk into the offices, I poop my pants every time. So I'm like, y'all, there's so much I gotta do. My boss is like, Adara, come down. You're gonna be fine. I was like, okay. But yeah.
All right. So now that you're talking, why don't you let everybody know a little bit about yourself?
Hello, everybody. I'm Adara. I am 20 years old. For anyone that wants to know. I'm in Texas.
And you gotta go through me first, by the way.
I was like, I'm in Texas, but we can work it out. It's fine. It's okay. I promise.
Hell no.
I was like, I'm busy.
It's not one of those podcasts, okay? It's not a dating podcast. Jeez.
So funny. Anyways, I am currently working at my church, Grace Church of Humble. And I am the enterprise production director of the youth ministry that we have.
What?
That's been kind of like the bulk of what I've been doing this year. And, like I had mentioned before, like this event that we're going to have is going to be like the first thing that I actually like produce and direct. Obviously not by myself because I cannot do it by myself, but just.
Okay, but what is it called? What's the event called and what is it for?
So it is called Unite. So Unite is a night that we have. We used to do it every month, which I do not know how we used to do it. But now we're only doing it 3 times a year so we can make it bigger and better. So at the church that I go to, we have 4 campuses. We have one in Humble, Liberty, Garden Oaks, and Tomball. I forget. Those are parts of Texas. Tomball and Liberty are like country. So every time I walk in, I'm like, huh? they're like, I walk in and everybody's like, who is this specimen?
That's my yee people.
Right? We love them, but they a different breed. But so those are the 4 campuses that we have. And in each campus, we have a youth ministry. So now in this Unite, that's this event, all 4 campuses go to our main campus, which is Humble, which is where I work at. And we just have like a full, like a night of worship. We have a guest speaker. This time we have a guest speaker. We have some games. We have giveaways. We have merch, right? We have merch. We have food. Like this time we're doing a Western theme. So we're going to have a petting zoo, a mechanical bull.
Oh, wow.
Geez. You're not going to have your father in a petting zoo there, right?
No,
jeez.
Not him. He wasn't contracted.
Okay, good.
But he's going to ride that mechanical bull, though.
You're definitely going to have to keep him in the cage.
Most likely. So we're just like, it's just basically bringing everybody together. Our motto for the whole ministry is one big family. So this is the one time that we can all be together and like connect, and the kids just make friends with one another and stuff like that. So it's huge because it's like everyone invites their friends and it's like more and more people. We don't really like care for the numbers. We just care about the one soul, the one person that, if it's just one person that says like, hey, I want to get to know Christ and I want to be saved, like that's it for us. But and everyone getting connected, and just for kids to understand, like know that there's other kids their age in this world, and they can even meet their best friend, like their lifelong best friend, so that's what we have. And so that's like part of my job is to focus on those big events in a production standpoint. But other than that, I just work for the production team, which has been like the biggest like page turner in my life so far. Cause I was studying to be a teacher. No shade to the teachers. I appreciate you. I respect you. I love you, but I realized that I do not see myself in a classroom for the next 30 years of my life.
The patience that it takes.
Yeah,
and not even, I want to say it wasn't even that made me change it. It was more so like, because, and I know that there are teachers within the classroom setting that are making changes within the education system, especially here in Texas, but all over the nation and the country. Like, things need to change.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not that they like, they
Absolutely.
should, they need to. And with how everything is, and I wanted to go into the Title I spectrum of education, which is basically the underfunded communities and
which is
poor
even harder to
communities.
deal with.
Yeah, and I have such a heart for them, but I realized that I would rather have the ability to reach out to kids in a more general and in a more I want to say, like, for lack of better words, in a more freer environment than one that is restricted.
Not so
and that
much
literally
structure.
like if I say something and if I do something that is not in accordance to this system, that I can be in trouble for it, and then I can be stripped away of that privilege.
Right.
Which I do understand. Like, it's not that I want to be shoving Jesus down everybody's throat. That's not what I do. And that's not what we're called to do. But it's like, if there's a kid that is also a Christian, like, I want to be able to help them out in any way, because they like, that's how we can connect, but I can't do that in a setting. Or if I want to be so like have a closer relationship other than just a relationship with the students that I see them 2 semesters and then they leave. It's just, I feel like that was my issue. And so and although I work in a more production like environment, the kids that I get to meet and the kids that I've now started to train so they can be part of the production team and the youth, like, that's so much more valuable to me. So, but also having an education background helps out, because I'm like, it ain't easy for the teachers.
No, definitely
It's really not.
And you're artistic also.
Yes, I do dabble in the arts. Since we're using dabble.
Yeah, we actually both have tattoos that you have made.
Yeah.
So,
Gang.
so Kailany, you're next. You gotta make your titi and your tio a tattoo.
She's getting a tattoo this year, y'all.
Her first one.
Can you believe that?
Yay.
But have you changed what it's going to be, or are you sticking with it?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, here's the thing. I don't really know. Like, I was talking to Mom about it, and like, I want to get like the sortaino tattoo.
Yeah. So we all have. Yeah, Mom, Dad, and I have the sortaino, which is just a native symbol for the sun back in Puerto Rico. That's what we all have, like, as just a matching family tattoo.
Yeah, but like, Mom was like, if you want, you can like kind of make it your own, like add some designs or whatever.
Yeah.
But I kind of had like a artist block, I guess you could say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that happens.
So yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
You know what's good to do for that? Especially like doing photography and stuff like that. Just go outside and just find a landscape that you admire, and just picture it as a blank slate, and just start putting your own stuff together, but just visualizing it. That has helped me out. Like, after we're done here, we're gonna be going to Sunset Beach, and I'm gonna be doing some photography practice.
So nice to say that y'all can just go to the beach.
I know, right?
We're just like, beach, we don't know her here.
So, Kailany, what are some other passions that you have? What are the things that you're wanting to do? What are some goals that you have?
Well, I'm currently...
Stay close to the phone so I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. So I'm currently studying to become a doctor. So I'm going
Doctor.
Yeah, man.
Specifically a trauma surgeon. It's a tough road.
Yeah. That's big money too, though. Yeah. You gotta take care of Tio, right? Lots of
schooling.
Yeah.
I really never thought that was something I wanted to do, but I just feel like it fits me and my personality best.
Yes.
I really don't have much passions right now because, like, my life is just so boring. Like,
You just want to open up people that are dying from a bullet wound as soon as they come into the hospital and they're like, ah!
That's all I want. That's all I want.
You just want everything around you to go 100 miles an hour and you just like, yep, I got
It's
this.
all that Grey's Anatomy you're watching, you know?
There you go.
Yes.
Oh my God. No, but that's awesome, man. And I wish you the best of luck on that because I know that you got this in the bag. There's no way. You're going to pass that state.
Are you able to take college
exam.
courses right now?
Yes, I am. And I am taking some. I am taking some right now, and I'm gonna take some next year as well. So.
Gotcha.
She's so flippin' smart.
Well, that's why. Hey, she gets it from Tio because it's not from mom or dad.
Yeah, I wish you had to think about it for a second.
Yeah. I was like, wait, it's not from your father. Your mother is very smart, but it's definitely not from her.
I know, it is.
And we heard you just got your permit, so how did that go?
Oh.
This has been a struggle.
Okay, I need you to shush so I can talk.
Adara, can you put your ear pod on the other side to see if it's the microphone on the ear pod that is gonna make her sound better?
Oh yeah, I can't flip it though. We have to switch.
Try it like that.
No, it's connected.
There you go. Now I can hear you.
Got it? Okay, babe.
Okay. Well, so I kind of started this whole journey back in 2020, but
I love it.
But I was like at the very beginning, you know, and I didn't know it was gonna take I thought it was gonna take a long time. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go with the flow or whatever. But going with the flow, I kind of procrastinated. Okay, shut up. And I was like consistently like not doing anything, and you know, Dad. You know, if I don't tell him, he won't do anything.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
bashing Dad.
No. He's amazing. He's an amazing guy.
He's really good. But I forgot to tell him, and I was like, I'm just the same. You know, if I don't do anything, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I won't do it at all. My head won't process it. So, it took me almost all of 2020 to finally finish my little course. And the funny thing is, my friend did the same course and finished it in 3 days, when I've had to take almost half the year to finish it.
It's okay.
And I was like, yeah.
But you finished it, though. You finished it.
I did.
And what was the course?
It was through Aceable app.
Okay.
Where I can, you know.
You can do it all through your phone and digitally. It's super cheap. Yeah. I did the same thing. It was $70 for the entire experience.
Nice.
And you get your permit from there. You do you take your test to get your permit test, and then you also finish off your license stuff on there.
Yeah. Sweet. Yep. Very nice. Very nice. All right.
Parents, get Aceable. It's cheap.
So now you have your permit. Do you have to wait a year to get your license like Daniela had to?
Well, no, because since I'm turning 18 in a couple months.
Yeah, she doesn't have to wait.
I don't have to.
And also it's different here in Texas. In Texas, it's just 6 months.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's not a whole year.
Some people me, and some people suggested it to me. They were like, just wait till you're 18 and get your license. Don't do the whole permit thing. But if I want to practice and actually pass my license.
You need the practice to get out there.
Yep.
So trauma surgeon, huh? That's what we're going for.
Yep.
That's over 10 years of schooling, isn't it? Or 10 years
Probably
of schooling.
about.
Something like that. And you never stop learning. I mean, even though you graduate, you still gotta be on the books every single day, keeping yourself updated. Yeah. Oh man, that's intense, baby girl. I wish you best of luck with that because I know. So
about 10 years from now, when she's about 28, she'll be good to go.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
About 10 years from now, when she's 28, she'll be good to go.
All I want is a little house in an island. That's all I want. A self-sustained island, just with me, myself, and I, And Melissa.
Ever since Kailany wanted to be a doctor, Dad would always say, like, hey, man, like, whenever you get your office, I will literally be your custodian. Like,
yeah, the janitor, yeah.
Me isn't a Corvette. Like, just give me a Corvette, and that's it. Like, yeah. I will clean the mess out of your office. That's all I need. And I'm like, bro.
Oh my god.
It's funny because whenever she decided to be a doctor and I was being a teacher, he used to tell, like, I mean, me at the time because I was already, like, in college.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, give me that Corvette. Like, I got you. Because over here, like, in Texas, teachers get paid really well. Yeah. And since I was going to be a bilingual one, it's going to be, like, minimum $60,000 already off the jump. Mm-hmm. So he was like, give me a Corvette. And then Kailany said she wanted to be a teacher. And then she was telling her, okay, Kailany, you can give me the Corvette. You got no faith in me?
Okay, Kailany will be able to give him a Corvette for every day of the week, man.
Oh, yeah. After she pays off her school debt.
I'm telling you. Yeah, that's the only thing.
That's
Hey, make sure that you don't get involved in so much school debt. Try to pay off as much as you can right away. Trust me.
Yeah.
The less that you gotta pay afterwards, the better it'll be for you. Trust me. Mm-hmm. So, go ahead and switch out your AirPods again. I'm gonna talk to Adara real quick.
Okay.
All right, Adara, so you were talking earlier about, you know, what you're doing in your event right now and everything that is going on. You and Kai, the event that she's going to be singing at and stuff like that. Why don't you tell everybody how you got into this whole journey of, you know, like, I want you to tell them, you know, growing up, how everything changed for you. Yeah. And you're where you're at right now.
Yeah, perfect. So, so like I'm pretty sure y'all have mentioned in the podcast, but Kailany and I, we were born and raised in Puerto Rico. Shout out to all the Boricuas. So we were born and raised in Puerto Rico, and like Daniel mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, that's always been like, that's why we've had so much distance growing up. Like, but anyways, even then, every single year for Christmas time, we'll go over there to Tampa and celebrate Christmas over there and be there for like a million years and then come back, which was always like the heartbreaking part of coming back. But I did like having kind of the best of both worlds, like having family in the States, that I can go visit to and it'd be like a different environment. But then I just have such like a big heart for my island from where I come from. So it was like, and even the friends that I grew up with and family that we have, like my madrinas and padrinos, like they just also became part of the family. So it was like, we were always full. And then fast forward to 2013, the summer of 2013, the month before school started, Dad just up and said, hey, we're moving to Texas. I was like, huh? You said we going where?
I remember that.
I was like, okay, cool, great. Obviously, I did not say, okay, cool, great at the time. I was very much
me neither when my dad told me.
I was being sarcastic, okay? You ain't got to tell everybody that I'm an emotional wreck. Thank you very much. Since we're exposing myself now, yes, I was very upset.
Yes.
I was too. Mad. Yeah. I was like, so, and that's whenever my world, I know Kailany was in 4th grade at the time, and I was going into 8th grade, so we both were born and raised there, but I was there for longer. Mm-hmm. And especially, I was about to turn 13, so it was like the teenage, like it's a pivotal time in your growth. You had
all your friends and everything.
Yeah, legit. Like we had in Puerto Rico, we used to go to private school, so we had our uniforms and we had our books, we had our backpacks, like we had everything set for the school year. And then Dad was like, "Hey, we're going to Texas." I was like, "Okay, fine." So, you know, having that whole process, obviously, part of me was, I must admit, part of me was excited to be closer to, although it was still Texas, not Florida, but now it was a car ride away. It wasn't a plane ride away.
Or Ayola.
Yeah. Oh my God. Are you taking that off from TikTok? Is that a TikTok? Because there's like something, this is completely out of topic, but there's something like it there. I just found out on TikTok. There was this Dominican guy like bashing like Puerto Ricans and like going to the Dominican Republic on Ayola. And he like, after all that beef went out, he had posted like Puerto Ricans welcoming me as I go into the Yola, and all in the comments, people were like, boy, come over here. We go celebrate
Exactly.
you. Like, we go fight you real quick. Okay, so I was like, bro.
Ayola is a small raft that people like to make fun of us for coming over here, because that's how the Taínos actually came over.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I was like, yeah, we're closer family, but also just being, and it's such a, like,
big difference.
Like and it's like, it was so fast. Like, we lived in an apartment. Like, we've always lived in an apartment. So it wasn't like a big whole, like, move, but just having to, like, completely change my life in a matter of, like, a month, like, was just, So that whole thing happened. Let's just say it took me like 6.5 years. We've been here for 8 years now, but it took me like 6.5 years to actually be like, okay, I kind of like Houston now. Like, it's growing on me.
It's all right.
But, I was like, it's all right. It was within the span of those years, like, I knew that although I was angry and upset and all those things, and we were able to go back to Puerto Rico 2016, and I was able to go also in 2017 whenever Hurricane Maria hit.
You have me scared shitless, by the way. Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah.
Right. I was
going over there like you're Wonder Woman or some shit. Like, what the hell? Where's she gonna go over there? I know she's gonna try to help, but damn. There's people killing each other and everything over there right now, and she wants to go now?
Yes, I have to. For the adventure. No, I'm just playing. But I was able to go over there for a couple of days, and I was able to see, like, go back home, like, go back to my old school and see everybody, so that was really bittersweet. But, but I know that although I was upset, at the end of the day, and even I can confidently say this now, like, we know, like, it makes sense for us to have been here, because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be as connected. Although there's a distance still, we haven't been as connected. Like we've never been this connected to the people, to family from Florida, like we are now. And just with our faith as well, like we were raised Catholic, like it was part of the culture, like it was whatever. Yeah. I have experienced trauma in the Catholic Church, like it was bad, but it's fine. But that's just
and our grandparents snoring while the mass is going,
right, and legit, like I would have, like, real quick, there was this one time I had to miss one of the classes that we had to take for, like, communion and confession, all that stuff. And I came back, and my teacher was like, you're a sinner. Why are you putting this in front of God? And I was like, oh my God. And Mom was like, okay, we're not going back here anymore.
Yeah, definitely not.
But that's just a taste. But with that, and we weren't, and just with Titi Dharma, which is Theo and my mom's sister, her being here and her also, like, introducing us to this other, like, world of faith and of being, like, having a relationship with God, like, that's honestly been such a, like, page turner in just the Perez-Cruz family. And also with just what, like, I'm kind of going through right now. I was recently diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin's lymphoma, and back in March. And although it was, obviously it's not something that you want to have, nor is it something that you kind of want to put a smile on the entire time for. But at the same time, like, the fact that we were already in in one of the top, like, cities in the country that is, like, advanced in their medical field. The fact that we were already here, and I have to only travel 15 minutes to go get my treatments, to go get my doctor, like, it's here. Like, we didn't have to do this big old move. Right. We didn't have to go to other places. Many, a handful of people that I've met, like, fellow cancer patients, like, they've said that they've had to move here from wherever they were to here in order to finish off their, to get their, so the fact that, and having, although we kind of realized it in the back of the head, like, oh, we're grateful that we're here, but even having people, in our life say, like, yo, that's so crazy that, like, God put you here 8 years ago, but he knew that you guys needed to be here. He continues to show us and continues to show me as a reminder that, like, he knows what he's doing, and he knows why he put us here in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's not, and it wasn't, yes, it did hurt at the beginning, but at the same time, we're reaping the harvest that we sowed whenever mom and dad felt like, oh, we should move to Texas. Although at the time it was to help my tia with her kids, but it was much bigger than that. So it's been crazy. And in moving here, I was able to find that passion for production, and that was like a switch that I made last semester. And transferring to a school that I've always wanted to go to, and finally being able to get in for this completely different field that I didn't even know about. And just all the blessings that I've been given within making that decision has been insane. And just also like, it's crazy that, you know, you guys have do so much with production, and you guys do so much with this media and all that stuff. And the fact that I made this decision, I'm like, yo, literally I have family doing this, and it's the best thing ever. So it's been crazy, and it's been all good. And obviously there's bad days with it as well, but there's been more good than bad. And, you know, that was March.
What do you do?
April, May.
So let me ask you this. What do you do to be able, when you do have those bad days?
Yeah.
What is it that you do to be able to get out of that funk?
Man, I was like, oof, because it's not gonna lie, that's kind of what I have been going through, as of recently.
Yeah.
Just this block of, cause it's a constant choice to want to wake up and want to make this day a new day. Yeah. It's a choice to say, you know, I'm going to leave yesterday, and I'm going to focus on today, and try my very hardest to not focus on the worries about tomorrow. And it's a choice, and it's not and especially with the season that I'm in right now, it hasn't been the easiest one to make. 'Cause also it's a combination of, if I'm feeling a type of way, I'm going to let myself feel. 'Cause that's something that it's out of my character to do so. I mean, I'm not bashing her, but it's especially raised by my mom. She's like, what are you doing? We're gonna get back up and stuff like that. And not processing is okay, cool. We're just gonna, I feel sad, but I'm just gonna push it through and make myself keep going, which is great. But at the same time, I know that based on who I am as a person, by me doing that, I push all those feelings down and I push them to the side, and it kind of makes it worse in a way. And it's faking it till you make it. One time, sometimes it's great, but other times it just harms me. So for me, whenever it comes to those bad days and trying to, turn them around, especially now, it's just that choice of okay, am I going to let my emotions and these mental, these toxic thoughts take over yet another day? Or am I going to get up and just do what I can today? Not do what I need to do and what I want to book my whole day, but do what I can. If it's literally going and, because I have a podcast too, so it's if it's literally going and writing a script for the project that I'm doing right now, one script of everything that I need to do, that's okay with me, and being fine with that.
Yeah. And
saying you did enough today, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. So it's just, and it's the whole it's okay not being okay. I feel it's more effective for us as humans to acknowledge our thoughts and acknowledge our feelings, even if they're the bad kind, and being okay, I do feel this way. How can I make myself get out of this? Not, I want to say yes, make yourself feel better, but at the same time, that's so temporary, because it's that you can only do so much to make yourself feel happy. But if you want to actually feel joyful, which is the more permanent feeling, I would just say how can I give myself grace today? How can I let myself just breathe, acknowledge that I'm human and that I'm not having a good day, and just I feel acknowledging is the first step, and that's gonna just I set the tone for the rest of the day. That's awesome. For the rest of your just thoughts.
Hell yeah. Now, you say you have a podcast. Plug it in, dog. What's up?
Okay. So my podcast is called Dora y sus Panas. I know it's Dora. The long story short about Dora, whenever we moved here, a lot of it was mostly teachers, not because kids my age would kind of figure it out, but I don't know why it was so complicated for educators, which is ironic. They could not, and just older people or just people in general could not say my name. They will always say like Adira, Adora, Andrea, Adriana, Adira, like all these names. I'm like, it's all A's. Like, it's all A's. There's nothing else. I don't understand what's going on. So, they a lot of times will say like, do you have a nickname or anything? And then I just don't know, one day, I don't know if it was a friend or if we figured out, but they're like, oh, Dora, like that can be like your nickname. So ever since then, that's been it. But it only happened whenever I was in school. Everybody else, like out in my social life, were able to say it. So I'm like, it's fine. So, in fiddling around with the name for the podcast, I was like, it's funny to kind of take that and put like Dora y sus Panas.
Yes.
Cause kind of like the actual show is Dora and Friends. Yeah. So it's kind of funny. And Panas is our word.
Our slang word, the Puerto Rican slang to friends. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And Pana is also a banana?
Yeah, yes? fruit. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I forgot my fruits.
It's not.
I didn't know. And that you eat and it's like, so I have that, and it's basically a podcast, and it's a platform that I've utilized to like give a voice to everybody. Like, people on there have talked about passions, they've talked about sexuality, we've talked about Bible teachings, we talked about women in leadership, we've talked about addressing the rise of Black Lives Matter movements last year, and I kind of like that was the first time I did a visual collaboration with my friend Joshua Ashley. In his YouTube channel, we did a visual for that, and we also did a podcast episode. So it's like, honestly, and now for this season, I'm in season 2. The first, I want to say 3 episodes. I feel like it's already been 3 episodes. Have kind of been, in a way, quote unquote, documenting the season of life that I'm at right now. Just being raw. I feel like that's the main thing that I'm doing right now. It's just being raw and true to what's going on. Like, one of the episodes, I think it's called Rainy Day Thoughts. Like, I legit just felt like I needed to get on the mic for no reason. And it wasn't even, wasn't even doing it to the intention of posting it, but I was like, I need to vent somewhere. So, and I was in quarantine because I had COVID earlier this year. It was just a whole thing. And I just grabbed the mic and talked to it and cried on it for like 30 minutes. And I was like, I'm gonna post this. I only edited the ums, and that's it. No music, no nothing. I was just, here you go, guys.
That's awesome.
And and I say this with a humble heart, but the amount of people that were resonating with what I was going through at that moment was insane. And that kind of like pushed me into just
motivated you even more, right?
Yeah. And it pushed me to having this direction for the podcast. So right now I'm working with a couple friends and 16 feet women. I want to say, I think it's 16 Puerto Rican women. We're doing I'm doing a project addressing and raising awareness to what is going on in Puerto Rico right now with the gender violence that's going on over there, and the femicides and trans femicides. It's nothing new, but right now, women have had enough. Mm-hmm. And now we are seeing this rise of protests and women coming forth and sharing their testimonies and all that stuff. So I'm kind of partnering with a couple of creative friends, Joshua Ashley and Jordan Sinet, and
shout out to them too.
Yeah, and they have their own YouTube channels if y'all want to go check them out. But I'm working with people here, the handful of Puerto Rican people that are here in Texas, Texas, and like 12 or 13 women that are on the island. So it's like this big old like combination of everything. So that's in the works.
That's raw.
So that'll be a visual, like a video that I'm going to be posting on my Instagram, and also a podcast. And then I'm going to be talking with 2 of my friends, and hopefully this other friend that I'm getting to meet. I'm just addressing life here in America as a Puerto Rican woman, life in Puerto Rico as a Puerto Rican woman, and also life in Puerto Rico as a trans Puerto Rican woman. So it's insane that I get to do this, especially in the field that I'm in, that I've chosen to be in right now. It's like, this is it's what I can do. You know, I can wake up and do this, and that's it, and be surrounded by that. So
let me, real quick, I need to back up because there's been stuff that you have been not saying as well that are very important, at least for me, that have been points that you have made, and well, you, Kailany, your mom, which is my sister, Seitel, shout out to her too, and Alex,
shout out, mama,
her dad too. Abolish slavery.
Ooh, we both were like,
I came home one day, and I remember my father was bringing me Elijah, and he gave me this shirt. He gives me the shirt. He's like, your nieces and your sister want you to wear this. And I'm like, okay. I read it. I'm like, oh, okay.
We all have one.
Okay. Yeah. Now we all have one.
The kids too.
So, yeah. So
we love it.
What is it all about? What was that movement about? Because it's a movement, right?
Yes, it is. So, and Kailany, you can talk on this as well. Abolishing slavery with each step. That's like the shirt that you guys have. So that is the motto for anti-human trafficking organization called Ep23, which is abolitionists of the 21st century. So that's just a little thing that my family and I do. You know, just something we do on the weekends. No, I'm just playing. But my mom, which is Mom Seitel, which has been the pioneer of us going into this mission, I guess, for lack of better words. We are just abolitionists and also anti-human trafficking abolitionist. Mom, as of right now, she is the leader of the anti-human trafficking ministry at our church.
Yeah, was she just met up with who?
She just met with the chief of police in Harris County. She said, okay.
Yeah, and the mayor too, yeah.
She said, y'all. She's like, I'm texting pals with the mayor. I was like, look at you, mom, flexing. So yeah, that's been the biggest achievement that the ministry has had, and that's just insane. So this all started whenever Titi Daima, which is my mom and Tio Daniel's other sister, she had her hair salon a couple years back, and my mom just noticed this woman that I don't remember the specific details, but she just noticed something off from this woman. And while she was getting her hair done and stuff like that, but she didn't really think anything of it. She wasn't really sure. Human trafficking isn't something, it exists everywhere, but in Puerto Rico and growing up, that's not really something that was really talked about. Cause it was, I mean, obviously you heard of prostitutes and stuff, but it was just different. And so,
I would say that like, women who were in prostitution in Puerto Rico, like, they choose to be.
Yeah, it was like a choice. Yeah. Like, it was like that was their job and they wanted to do that. Yeah. So then, but she didn't, she was like, oh, she looks kind of off, but no one really knew what it was. She couldn't put a finger on it. So the lady left. Then the lady came back. She brought a friend. They were getting their hair done. And whenever they were at the register, mom was working as a secretary. The lady and her friend were choosing whether or not they wanted to spend money on products for their hair or get food. Like that's all they had money for. Yeah. And immediately, and I feel like that second time, mom had seen that a guy had come and like dropped them off. Yeah. And was going to pick him up. Like she saw something else that she didn't see the first time. And that's when, like, although she still really didn't know yet what it was, that's when it clicked to her. This is not normal. This is not right. And so the ladies, I don't know what ended up happening there, but the ladies had left. And ever since that day, that's been like that incident and something that mom has literally carried that burden in her heart ever since it happened. Is like that's what compelled her to go and like search more, research more, know what's going on, what it is. And then whenever she found that out, it was like, it literally broke her heart that she wished she could have done something. Like she was right. Like she has never been that close to a person that is being trafficked, and nothing was able to be done. So that started with her like doing all that research and, you know, putting it out in the hair salon, and it went from there. So now, fast forward, I don't know how many years she has, A21 is a global organization that's fighting trafficking all over the world. Like they have in Greece, they have a whole bunch in Europe, they have a whole bunch in like Latin America, stuff like that. Yeah. And they just opened up an office, I want to say 2 years ago, here in Texas.
Nice.
It's specifically here in Houston, because Houston used to be, which is a good thing, used to be the number one city in the whole nation. I want to even say, not world, in the whole, United States. It was the number one human trafficking hub. Wow. But now it's gone down to, I want to say like 5 or 6, which is a good thing, being also in the city. But at the same time, I believe that Washington and Seattle are in the top 2 as of right now. But it's just, she's hosted walks and that just raise awareness in the communities that we've been, to just raise awareness about human trafficking. And we do walks every year. She's hosted a couple of them. Now she's in partnership with, Redeem Ministries, Demand Disruption, Elijah Rising, Raven's Hope. I think it's Raven's Hope. Yeah. I don't remember. A handful. Yeah, I was like, Raven's Home is a show. So her, and as well as the ministry that she leads, is in partnerships with all these organizations that also, a couple of them have safe houses for women and children, and also men that are rescued from these brothels and cantinas and strip clubs and street bayonets and stuff like that.
And some people get it confused that it's only women who get trafficked, but it's also men. Yeah, because there's child labor. Yeah, and like all those other
and labor trafficking and stuff like that. Like there's other forms of human trafficking that a lot of people may not know about.
Which is involved in it's pretty much it comes down to slavery.
Yes. This is a form of modern day slavery that people kind of don't. And also with even going off of what Kailany said, even prostitution, like 99.9% of anybody that considers themselves a prostitute is being trafficked. Yeah. And a lot of people don't see that. They're like, nah, they're choosing to do that. You don't choose to want to be literally abused, and you don't choose to want to be treated the way that they're being treated. You don't choose that. As brainwashed as they may get whenever they're in these situations and all that stuff, like they're literally being held against their will. They're being coerced. They're being bribed into being there. They're being harassed into being there. And also a myth that people don't know about. A lot of people think that the women and children and men that are in these places that are being trafficked, they think that they're people from different countries. They think that they're people that are being taken from their home in Mexico, which is the closest thing to us right now, and brought over here, when actually more, a lot more than half of the people that have been trafficked are from within the city. So here in Houston, there's more people that are trafficked that are native to Houston than are native to Mexico.
Yeah, they're teenagers straight out of high school, or even college students.
So it's it's our own people that are being trafficked, that are being taken. And although it's something that we're obvious because they're right here, but that's something that people don't think about. And that's why people just don't feel this push and this, they don't feel the necessity to be able to do something about this, because it's oh no, it's the foreigners that get taken. It's the immigrants that get taken. Yeah. When in reality, it can literally be your own daughter. It can literally be your own son. It can be your own wife, your home. It can be your own people that can get riled up in all of this and get taken from and into this industry. So I feel that's obviously there's many more myths that we can that are, that we need to educate people on. But at the same time, that having them understand that, and that's something that Mommy and the women in the ministry do. They do these info meetings and stuff, and this these interest meetings for people that just want to know what human trafficking even is. That's like the biggest point that they target is like this can like not only can your own people be trafficked, but your own people can be the trafficker, and your own people can be the people that are recruiting people into this industry.
That's right. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, they also do like interventions where they go to these brothels or cantinas and they pray over the girls. Sometimes even pray over the men who are there.
Yeah.
And
build relationships with them.
Yeah. And like there's a lot of women who recognize them all immediately. They greet them.
Yeah.
They brought Bibles like of each of the women
to each of the women.
And like they're slowly like
their goal is to build, because here in Humble, they go to 10 brothels. They have found 10 brothels like within 10 minutes of where we live, our house, and it's like, and now they visit 9, if I'm not mistaken. And so they just building a relationship with the girls. They're providing the National Human Trafficking Hotline resources in case they do want to get out of the life. Because that's just the biggest thing too. And because Mom's meeting with the mayor and the chief of police and Texas Rangers, and there was one other person I forgot. But that's
fucking badass. The Texas Rangers.
No,
let me know if you meet Chuck Norris over there too, please.
But the biggest thing was
is Steven Seagal involved in something like that too in real life?
Right? Yeah, he is.
But the craziest thing is, my mom said how she even got into she told us how she even got into contact with the chief. But whenever she mentioned to the chief that there are 10, they have found 10 brothels in Humble, he was like, brothels, human trafficking. And
Bella's
he
getting
literally
rounded
said,
up. Hold on, I'm sorry.
They're good. And you guys are on pause. Is that an issue?
No, it's okay.
She must have found the squirrel. There's a squirrel that taunts her all the time. And it goes out back and sits on the patio screen.
Right.
And I don't know what it is, but she knows it's
like,
there.
You can get me.
She somehow knows it's there. And he will hang on the screen and stare at her.
That is so
through
funny.
the sliding door.
Like, you can catch me.
I know, exactly. No, it's hilarious. It's hilarious to watch.
And it's only every once in a while that she is over there doing that. And of course she had to do it now.
Right. But what's it called? So I don't remember how she got in contact, but whenever she told them about the 10 reported the 10 brothels that they visit, he was like, I have never, in the 20 plus years that I've served as the chief of police, I've never been told of any case of human trafficking here in Humble.
Wow.
And it's like, and she was like, well, it's always been here. Like, no one really knows. And that was like, that's.
But here's the thing. They didn't look either.
Exactly. But that's the, obviously, like, there's many things corrupt about the criminal justice system and all that. We ain't gonna get into that. But that's the biggest thing. That organizations like A21 and Elijah Rising and Demand Disruption, as well as the ministry that my mom is leading, that's the biggest thing that they're targeting right now, is to make the criminal justice system in Harris County and in Houston as a whole be able to be aware of these things and also change up the way that they go about this, because they literally have to see or have the transaction be reported to them in order for them to even consider to take this into like investigation and do all the many things that they need to do. Yeah. So that's like the biggest goal that they're trying to achieve right now, is kind of like changing the way that they go about things for it to be easier and faster. And also, just justice for
and I mean, and it's not like they haven't tried to look either. It's more about, Texas is huge. Yeah. I mean, these guys, they got their hands full already as it is. And I'm sure they don't have enough manpower right now to do it. Right. So they gotta figure out, now that was brought out to them that way, thanks to her. Now they can see, okay, so we have a point of reference, so let's start making a plan, and let's, they'll probably, hopefully, they'll make, I thought I saw on Facebook that they're getting ready to do a whole team, a squad, just to be able to focus on the traffic.
Yeah.
Human
Which
trafficking.
there's a couple of them here in Texas, but it's just someone needs to start it off. So they're luckily doing that right now, and that was just a crazy like goal that they were able to achieve and have that resource, officially have that resource now.
And like one thing people ask mom a lot is usually like, oh, do you guys like go in the brothels and like, you know, take the girls away and like have like a whole SWAT team? And like, no,
you can't do that.
I mean, yeah, it's like we can't. Like we're just spreading awareness about the issue.
Yeah.
And letting them know there is help out there.
Now, it would be pretty badass. If you ask me, to be able to go out there and knock some doors down and just take people out. But here's the thing, because with trafficking, just like you said earlier, there's a lot of people are already brainwashed. So they think that what they're doing, it's okay. So they don't know any better at that point. Yeah. So sometimes if you just go in there, you come in barging in like that, you might scare them away. Yeah. And also, the biggest thing is that people don't see is like, yes, we definitely want to take them out of the life. But at the same time, what are you going to do for them afterwards? Exactly. And that's where all these organizations come in, and that we're partnered with, and they're partnered with the criminal justice system here. And they, it's like, okay, we want them to be taken out and immediately put somewhere where they can be safe, where they can be restored, and the many amazing programs that they do here in order to help them with that restoration process, and just providing them a safe place and providing them education and providing them proper care, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of like the part that people miss out. Like we're not, trust me, especially mom, we know that although she loves going in and meeting with the ladies and stuff like that, she dreads that she can't just immediately take them out, but she knows that things need to go properly because they were taken and coerced, and they were literally like just stripped of their humanity in order to get here. We don't want to do that same thing. And they don't lie to them. Like they said, like, yeah, we're the crazy ladies from Grace. Like we're the crazy ladies from the church here to spread Jesus' love, but we want to know you. We want you to feel safe with somebody. Like they don't expect anything from them. And that's the biggest thing that they love. It's like, okay, these ladies are coming in because they genuinely want to know me and they genuinely want to love on me. They don't need anything from me. And I just need their love, you know? No, and it's like crazy because she's doing that. And like my sister, she's turned around, I mean, completely. And it's been pretty intense to watch it. And all of a sudden, I get a picture the other day.
The picture.
And this woman is jumping off a plane.
Just like, casually on a Saturday morning.
Yep.
Casually.
She's what, 48 now? 47?
44.
44. Sorry.
But not gonna lie, that's like moms in their 40s. Like, I feel like moms in their 40s.
Bro, she just had her birthday and she just decided, oh, it's a Saturday morning. I'm gonna go jump off a plane.
She just went with her girlfriends, just like, hey, we're just going skydiving.
Badass.
She is.
Yeah, but that's why they call it crazy ladies from Grace, right?
Exactly that. Why?
Oh man, but that's amazing. I'm sure I'm sure it was a great experience for her, and I can't wait to have your mom and dad in the podcast. Hopefully,
that'll be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. So I gotta make sure that we're ready for that.
That's a drink,
right?
Oh
yeah, right. They need scripts. They need points. They're going to need all those things.
Oh man, no, but that's the thing. That's why we're here, because it's all raw. You know what I mean? I try to do very minimal editing because
I love it.
I'm lazy as well, and I don't want to be hours editing a podcast.
Right? No, it's not that he's lazy. It's just that he doesn't have enough time to do all that because of everything else going on.
Yes.
When I'm home, I just want to relax.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. Whenever I film an episode, it literally takes me, like, the longest one it took me was a whole day.
Because you're your own worst enemy. You're your own worst enemy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then I'm mini Perez-Cruz. I'm like, this needs to be, I'm mini Perez-Cruz and Pablo Cruz. Like, I'm like, this needs to be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I took, like, every and, every but I take away. everything. It's crazy. I mean, I love it though. I love giving myself.
Well, I'm not taking all the ants and butts out of here,
Yeah,
so
no.
just so
Right?
you know,
Oh, it's okay.
I ain't doing all that.
We're actual humans here. We're not.
See, once I get to be as big as Joe Rogan is, and I'll have the team do it. Don't worry.
Right? Be like, they can take care of that.
Right.
So I want to touch on just one quick thing because we started to talk about this before we came on air a little bit about how you being diagnosed with cancer, how it affected people and how they treated you one way or another.
Yeah.
Like Kai, how did that make you feel when your sister got diagnosed?
Oof. Okay, so
Yes. Oof.
when I got diagnosed, it was really hard for me to comprehend at first, to like kind of get it through my head that like she legit has cancer. Like it's not a joke. It's not, you know, a dream or anything like that. It's for real. Like this is actually happening.
Yeah.
And that's mainly because of like me and who I am. I'm that type of person that at first I won't show any emotion towards a situation. And it's not until like a couple months pass where I think about it, you know, thoroughly, and I'm like, oh,
And it really hits you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really hits.
Tell them
hard.
what you said the day I got diagnosed.
Okay. Okay, so
We can laugh now.
the day she got diagnosed, I didn't know what to say, so I was like, you know, if you ever need to shave your head or anything.
Nah, she said I can do it with you because I've been wanting to try it out.
Yeah, but I see a lot of hair in your head still.
She did it halfway. She has her sides.
Yeah.
She has her sides, so it's
I've
fine.
been had the sides thing done, okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Like, I thought about it thoroughly, and I was like, I actually want to let my hair grow out. Sorry,
That is pretty funny. That's pretty cool. But I mean, and you know, obviously in our family we have a history of cancer. Obviously, and I'm talking back to grandma. Talking about abuela Camille, which is my mother, and she passed away from lung cancer and breast cancer.
Yeah.
So when I got the news, it was like my whole life stopped, and it was all flashbacks, all flashbacks to that moment. And I'm not gonna lie, it hasn't been easy, but the fact is that every time I see Adara's pictures, every single day, on how she's doing and how Kailany's doing, that's what keeps me motivated, and it doesn't get my depression out of whack. Because as you guys know, I suffer through, you know, I've suffered depression and PTSD and stuff like that because of the trauma that we have had in our lives and what we have gone through. And thanks to you guys, I'm still here. So I owe you guys my life, and I owe Elijah my life as well. And honestly, girls, I love you from the bottom of my fucking heart, and you guys know that you guys have the baddest TO here. And
for sure.
Nobody's gonna doubt that.
No,
always gonna be here. I'm a phone call away.
You are the only TO, you know. Just kidding.
Well,
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You know what I'm
there
saying?
is
That,
another
like,
one, but it's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated.
So that's why he the bad. He the best. We be forgetting sometimes. I'm like, oh, there's another one.
yeah.
No, but I love you guys, and we're ready to wrap this up. Honestly, you guys did great. Kailany, I'm so proud of you for actually talking.
Ooh. Right?
She's the quiet one. She's always so quiet. I was trying to make sure that we didn't have to pull teeth here. You know what I mean?
Right. Thank you.
Well,
I was like, I can't get a little was it Chatty Cathy? Was it?
Yeah,
called?
Chatty Cathy.
Hey, it's all good. It works
That's what
out.
we need when we have a podcast. We don't want to have to pull questions, and you know, it's like just talk freely, and it's nice when you can do that because you know sometimes some people get so nervous and they don't know what to say, and then you're asking questions and you get this one line answer, and it's like, okay, elaborate, like just talk.
Right,
Come on, forget the microphones are there.
Right.
So where can people check you guys out?
Now you can plug yourself first.
It's like my Instagram. That's really it. At _Kailany Perez.
Kailany Perez.
I mean, that's all I have.
Yeah, but you have a lot of photography there, and you have your art there too, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna push that.
Going to, yeah.
All right, and Adara, what you got? Your podcast and all your
yes,
medias?
I got my podcast. You can check it out in all your preferred streaming platforms. Most of my audience comes from Spotify and Apple, so y'all can check it out there. It's Dora and sus Panas. And also my Instagram is at Adara Perez with 2 C's at the end. Yeah, I think those are like my 2 main things. I ain't got YouTube yet because that's a whole nother world.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll get there one day. But yeah, y'all can do that.
All right. Well, just so you guys know, the song that we're going to be playing today, it's actually the band that I had when you guys first came down to Florida. My big band, Driven.
Yes.
And this is the track called "Is This What You Wanted?" Mm-hmm. Now, this song is not actually for this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing it because I'm still working on other intros.
Mm-hmm.
But the main reason why I picked this one is because it shows when I recorded this song at Salme, shout out to Jay Donadio. When I recorded this track, I was going through a lot of depression and going through, a lot of flashbacks of mom, and those last moments that, they still haunt me pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to, record this song, it actually helped me.
Mm-hmm.
It helped me release all that, that anger that I had and be able to see light at the end of the tunnel. And, everybody loved it and it got big, and I really miss that band, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to the guys from Driven, D-Rock. I mean, Brett, Jay Donadio. I love you guys, and I really do love you, girls. Thank you so much for doing this.
I love you so much.
Thank
you for having us on here.
Thank you guys again. Thank you to our sponsors, Legendary. Shout out to you guys. All your business needs, Congruo. Make sure tattoos, obviously Legendary Tattoos, Legendary Screen Printing, Legendary LTD for all your tattoo inspired apparel. And we're out. Actually, we're gonna play King of the World.
Safe to say, you really think you're the chosen one. I don't see a way. You're surely tired alone. With you, I'll always try and take the high road. You always try to pull from my load. So what? Who cares? I get it. You're the king of the world. So what? Who cares? I said it. You're lost in a dream world. All the things I should pull out of my head. Like